about some jaw-dropping news on the young Dolphs' demise in Memphis, Tennessee. Anything that is discussed on my channel is for educational, entertainment, fair use, research, and allegedly. Now, I'm going to wait for some people to come in and hit those likes and subscribe if you haven't already done so before I go to um, explaining why young Dolph demise is linked on a magnitude that is unbelievable, which is why we have so many of the bloggers out here, except I will give credit due. It is just a few that actually understand the magnitude of young Dolph's demise. Meanwhile, I'm going to wait on some people to come in before I start this live. If I don't get enough people in, then we'll do the live tomorrow. I do realize that it is kind of late, so, you know, it's not that many people up. People have to go to work, like myself. But unfortunately, I'm a late night person, and it can interrupt sometime in the morning. But, hey, I'm the big speaker talking facts for a reason. So big things. As needed, when required. Meanwhile, I'm going to be waiting for some people to come in, and then I will start to unveil what I have found about young Dolph's demise in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you, and I will be waiting. Okay, it's a big speaker talking facts. I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and start and just uh, give off some of the things that I would like to discuss because there will be another part to this as well. The video will be too long, but I do realize there are people that go to bed early. And so, with that being said, I will go ahead and share some of the things that I've already mentioned over the past videos that I've done about the young Dolph demise. Um, you do know that when young Dolph did his last album, the cover of it was with the triangular pyramid form with the red eye, which is a sign of the Illuminati, Freemasonry, several things all combined into one. And a lot of times, as I've told you, they own everything that we get, whether it be food, clothes, whatever. They have some hand in it. And all of the fraternities fall under this powerful head fraternity. And with that being said, people play with this. Some people are truly into it, and some people are not. And with that being said, if you have a fraternity as powerful as this fraternity, then you will never know who is who, because some people like Rick Ross, Shaquille O'Neal, and others, they are open Freemasons. Whereas others, you'll never know, such as Joe Biden. You, that's something that we wouldn't have known. But as long as you have people that are a part of this, then you'll never know who is who, because they have these secret hand gestures, signs, symbols, you name it. And so, with that being said, they have lodges for every profession in the world. And to get some crash dummies is nothing, because all you got to do is use money, and they're going to do it, not knowing that they're going to be taken out as well, because you're not going to tell nothing on me either. It's not going to be nobody to tell nothing on nobody. Dolph had been shot 3 times in 2017 when he was approached by 3 men and shot. Also, at Makeda's homemade butter cookies. Now, this is reported by a news station. Now, they're saying 3 men, but the pictures show 2. So, again, you got 3, which is one of their favorite numbers, 6, 9, which you can also turn up to be a 6. And they will orchestrate these things on these numbers to a magnitude that can blow your mind. It's been 3 years since Juice WRLD, who is Dolph's cousin, passed away, who was also signed to Empire, just as Dolph had recently signed to. And being basically independent all this time, making his own money, building his own empire. This young man had his mind made up that he was going to leave something that, just like he see these other people do for generations, to pass down to his kids. This guy was a self-made melanin millionaire. This guy was a king, and the king of South Memphis. Something they can take from him, because it's a difference when you get it on your own without the occult. But when you look at his last album, it makes you wonder, did he give in and then regret giving in? Because if you're signing with Empire, who has a bad reputation, and I mean bad, of artists coming up to their demise, I mean, like clockwork. I mean, it's to the numbers that it's ridiculous. I mean, you got Young Dolph died November 17th, 2021. Mo 3 of Dallas, Texas died November 11th, 2021. If you take November the 17th and you take November the 11th, that is 6 days. That's another number. And then you have King Von, who passed on November the 6th, 2020. You almost have 6 days apart between Mo 3, Young Dolph, and almost Fun, which would have made it a 666. But there are 6 days apart from Mo 3 and Young Dolph's demise. And you got King Von on the 6th. But if they had have had the dates with all three lining up, they would have had a 666 for Mo 3, Von, and Young Dolph. Now, all of these artists were signed to Empire Records, or that's what it's called now. It was distribution. And, everybody gets to keep their masters and all that. And, so many people don't read contracts, which is one of the biggest things that melanin culture don't realize is their worst enemy, by not wanting to read and not questioning man. If you go to a distribution company, record label, or whoever, and they have anyone that, oh, we can refer you this person, this and that. Now, you know, you need to go get your own, because I can promise you, working on executive level and seeing just how cutthroat and how the real gangsters are not the people in the streets. It's the people you don't see, or some you do see, like the president. But, you know, it's just so unfortunate because people are looking at this and their eyes are wide shut. Meanwhile, the occult, the elites, all that, whatever you want to call them, the Satanists, they're back laughing, and that's what pisses me off. Because to know we got these sick ass people running our world just pisses me off. And that's all I can say, to keep it nice. But you got to think about all the actors and artists that come up with the favorite old way, overdose. If it's not overdose, it's what? They meet their demise by bullets. How many record labels have you seen investigated and took to jail for artists coming up, you know, deceased and signed to their record label? You haven't. If there are some, please drop them in the chat. But I've been here a long time, and my family loves music, plays music, into music, make music, and all that. So I haven't heard of any, and we've lost a lot of great ones. A lot of great ones. Whitney Houston. I mean, my heart still hurts because I know the truth, and it's so unfortunate. But you got all this with Young Dolph, Mo3, and King Von. May they all rest in peace. And you got 6 days between Young Dolph and Mo3. And then you got King Von on the 6th. And you got 6 days apart between Mo3 and Young Dolph's demise. Different years, but just 1 year apart. And all in the month of November, which is also a part of the fall, starting in October all the way through January, where they're collecting souls. And they're trying to collect as many as they can. And people don't want to believe this. And they know that you don't want to believe it. And the reason that they know that is because they have been in control of what you learn, how you learn it, and when you learn it, and just the whole 12-step brainwash program of going to school. That's why it's so important that our black or melanin, whichever one you want to call it, culture come together and get our own schools and teach the truth. Because the American history is not the truth. And whatever they show you, it is totally the opposite. And they know that people, no matter how much you put the truth out here, they will listen and listen and listen and look and look and look. And it's like their eyes wide shut, as I told you before. If your eyes are open and you're looking at something in plain sight and you don't know what it is, your eyes are wide shut. You know, Dolph did this. This guy came from nothing that he explained in many videos and, many articles, that he grew up with a hard life due to the epidemic, as I told you, when crack hit the melanin culture really hard, which was in the 80s and 90s, and many kids were born addicted to crack from their parents doing crack. Many kids lost parents that were once working parents, great providers, protectors. And to see your parents go from being normal working people to people doing drugs, doing anything to get drugs, and just being demonic basically, because they'll sell their soul just for a piece of crack or just for any drug out there now. Meth, you got heroin, you got these pills. They're passing bills on these pills because now they're affecting more of their people. And so now they have more rehabilitation they ever had in my life. You can watch it all day on TV and they're going to give plenty to you. But Dolph, out of nowhere, with pre-Illuminati, 3 months after release, he passed away. And King Von passed away on the night of the day his album was supposed to be dropped. And, you know, Juice World, he sold his soul, unfortunately, to the occult. And there's video footage out there where he's saying, um, I'm finna sell my soul and I'm gonna be rich as hell. And he said to overdose off of fentanyl. But you gotta remember, the biggest world, which is us, this guy reached out to the world, the people, as depressed, drugs, demonic, and to then go and say these things after you pulled all these people in that fell for the, depressed, drugs, demonic, evil things that were pushed out through him. And then him sacrificed after the agendas, because Juice World was like one of the top in the world, like literally. And they want you to think, and they created to look like it's black on black crime. When in actuality, they got so much stuff out here now, MK Ultra, all type of things that they can get people and get them to do anything they want them to do. And then you never see these people no more. If they create robots that's having sex, and if they got artificial wombs where basically they're doing away with mankind, human nature, natural way of conceiving babies, making it where they no longer need humans anymore, and people are not paying attention to what these people are doing. This stuff is happening fast, and these artists, they get caught up in it behind the promissory note. The same note I advised you guys about, the pyramid with the eye, with the spider in the corner, with the web on the back of the dollar bill across it, telling you don't get caught up in that web. And the web is a dollar bill. And Dolph was stacking that dollar bill and made himself $100 millionaire man plus, and left things for his kids that they don't have to worry like he did, allegedly. Because it's a lot of conflicting stories out here. I've heard that he was even adopted. You know, a lot of kids were during that epidemic of crack within the melanin culture. And some were adopted by like family friends or friends, the family that knew the family, or the grandma or somebody like that. So, I can't discredit that. I don't have no proof of that. But from what I see and from what came out of his mouth was that he was raised by his grandmother, and that his grandmother raised the boys, and and the the girls was raised by his other grandmother. So if that's different, and I find out, I will definitely come back and re-update you guys on that. But from what I know, his grandmother raised him and then told him, you gonna graduate. And he said that He always said he was going to get enough money to get his parents away from there so they would not be around all the bad energy that's in Memphis, Tennessee, which is known to be cursed. And a lot of people sit back and they don't realize these things. That Memphis has been known to be cursed. I mean, they have so many things that they do, and they have a certain place that they do them at. But people, again, are looking and their eyes are wide shut because they don't know what they're looking at. They don't know. And they don't want to do no research. They want to try to go off of what the next person say. It takes time to research this stuff and to get your facts together. Because I'm not going to present anything off of what the next funky pair of lips say. Because you cannot trust nobody these days. You can't trust nobody. And if you, as a person, be real with yourself, think about it. You've done something in your lifetime, including myself, that you didn't think you would do. So how can you trust somebody else? Think about it. People need to start thinking. They need to start reading. They need to start researching. And if you get one word, it will take you so far. And believe me when I say that. So if a person is talking to you and they're in a conference and they say one word that in your head, look that word up, and that word can take you to many places. As I told you guys, look up Lilith. It shows that that is the first she-demonic woman that our Creator created, and that was Adam's first. So to mislead the people is a way of putting shackles on their brain instead of shackles on their ankles and having them where they can't leave the plantation. So you are free, but they have shackles on your mind. And Dolph learned their game and played their game against him, and they didn't like it. And he built it well. And because he did it so well, and then knew when he got all that money by being a self-made melanin king, 100-millionaire man, he knew them people was going to try to kill him. Dolph felt his death. If you look back at a lot of the videos and interviews, just knowing what I know, I can tell that he knew. But he was making sure that the same thing them people do, they got the people, mining people, 500 years old, that they ain't never met in their damn life and don't even know their damn name, but done passed down orders to do this to the next generation, or else you ain't getting that damn money. So they do it for the root of all evil. Same way the government come up with the promissory note to trick everybody to get their gold. So, hey, gold don't lose its value. And the only way you really get some real good gold, you got to go to India or somewhere like that. That's where they have real gold, 24 karat gold. Because the gold that people are getting is not really gold. But that's a whole nother subject. But that's just a part of how they trick people and play with people's mind and make you think, oh, this black on black crime, they were hating on him in the hood and this and that and all that. Okay, as long as they got control of your mind, they got you. The industry knows everybody whereabouts. They can set up a gang in no time. And all they gotta do is do MK Ultra, or they're cloning people. If they are telling you, oh, we're cloning people, or we have the technology now to do this or that, they've already been doing it. They're not going to tell you when they're doing it just then. No, they've already been doing it. And that's the problem. That is why we're in a spiritual war, because the occult, the elite, the higher ups, the Freemasons, all those people, they trick the artists and actors and whomever into playing with the devil. And they're not realizing the price for dancing with the devil. He's going to trick you. He's going to trick you. Evil spirits will break your mind. And people don't understand that. You cannot play with evil. Evil will become existence. And you don't have no control over it. No matter what the mass has told you, you don't have no control over evil. And that is the problem. And the one thing that people need to know is that the radio stations, certain YouTube bloggers, the news stations, you got it all over. You got to think once again. They have lodges. When you become a part of being a Freemason, and also, just so you know, everything they do is in pyramid form. All these other fraternities, they're lower levels. But they still pay fees. And these people funnel more money and have more money to do what they want to do. And sit back and infiltrate it through the artists and the actors and all these other crazy ways. And it's taken over 200 of our melanin brothers out since 2020. Like, when is we going to come together and wake up and realize it's not us that's doing this to each other? It's us that we see with the eyes. But on the another magnitude, that's so gravitating to the mind, it's the people that we don't see that took young Dolph from this world, because this man did something on his own and they didn't have their hand in it. And he wasn't like these other artists out here or actors signing these contracts and getting caught up in them and they broke and all that. He was not a broke man. And from what allegedly one of his artists has went live and said that Dolph told him to reveal that he went to Empire to try and buy either buy in or buy it. And here, 4 days later, he's deceased. So, I mean, you got to understand this. This is not what you think. They want you to think, oh, it's this or that or whatever, and they gonna come up with little small crimes or whatever. In other words, they like to create mysteries and folklores. And the mystery is having the people's minds just wonder. And they sit back and laughing, knowing what they done did. And the people are so obedient because, as I say, if you are in control of what the people learn, how they learn it, when they learn it, where they learn it, come on now, then you got them. But so many people don't understand that. They don't understand the curriculum of this world is to make you be more obedient to the people that you don't even see. You don't even know these motherfuckers with their evil ass. But they got these people thinking that if they sell their soul, that they gonna have their paradise here on earth, and they gonna be gods along with the devil, and they gonna guide them to this. And that's sad. But if you brainwash people or you do so much with money or whatever, you can get just about any damn thing you want. And that is the case. And from the outside looking in, it looks as if Dolph fell into it. And when he fell into it, he realized he had fucked up. And they knew he realized he had fucked up. So they knew he got to go. Anytime they know you know what they know, you got to go. You got to be silenced. And Mo3, if you look at one of his videos, he said that he went to a party and that they was all up on him and he had to do like, no, I ain't like that. Okay, see, when you do stuff like that, what people realize is that all these lodges for all these different positions in America, they take you go there on your own because you know what you know. And you go to the lodge that for the position you're trying to get. So when it's on that level, you don't know if the judge, you don't know if the police, you don't know if the investigator, you don't know nothing. Indeed, they put these people in places so that they can do what they want to do when they want to do it. And nobody ain't going to know because they going to do as they're told. Because they have all went under oath from your doctor to your police to the judge to the artists when they go and do these things with these sick people. Some of them mean signing in blood. And as Tupac told you, the police is the biggest gangster, the biggest gang in America. So y'all don't think about that as a whole. And as long as they keep all of us where we're individualism and individualized and all that, instead of collectivism, where we can all get together collectively and be against the oppressor, then they're going to keep winning because they keep us divided with religion, cultures, all types of agendas. And Dolph was a good guy. This guy loved to help his people. He had a good heart. And they don't like that. They don't want you to be of good. They want you to be for the God of death. They want you to be for the devil. They think the devil is an angel, and they think he is an angel of good, and it's so unfortunate. But tomorrow, I will drop the reason TMZ always get news of artists, actors, and such footage first. These people, a lot of these YouTube platforms or and so other podcasts and so forth, they're a part of the occult. They put people out here just like the feds put investigators. Like you gotta understand this. And I can't explain all this in one video. So that's why I say this will be separate parts. But that is why young Dolph was taken out of this world. Because young Dolph knew their game, played their game, beat them at their own game, and they were mad because he did so and made himself a self-made melanin king, 100 millionaire man, and didn't have their hand in it. And he finally seemed to get infiltrated into the evilness that they do. And once he realized that he had fucked up, he gave one person a heads up that, hey, I got too much money, man. These people gonna try to do something to me. Because see, when you get too much money and you didn't help them, you know, with doing so, they're going to they gotta get rid of you. I'm sorry, it seems like every time I go live, people call. But they gotta get rid of you. And that's not just actors, these are anybody. They can be regular people like me or you. If we see something or whatever, they got people everywhere. That's why they have a lodge for every different profession. So that they can have people in all places that all they gotta do is make one call. And hey, you not gonna solve nothing. If they do anything with this case is gonna be some old scratch on the top of the wood shit. And that people gonna be satisfied when in actuality all the numbers are there, all the threes, all the demises, all the similarities. I mean, people gotta understand this. The industry is demonic. Look at the stuff they say. Everything is degrading a woman or females. Males saying they can urinate and she'll drink it like it's lemonade. Like, really? And then you got Lil Nas X. He got all the kids in, wrote that book, made that song, and then just because Boosie said that's wrong, and kids don't need to see that, which they don't. But because we are a part of a new world order that people are seeing before their eyes, and they are doing it fast. It is happening fast. These people really think that by 2027, humanity or humans, people like me or you, we're not going to really be needed. They are trying to create their own world on this earth. And they don't want regular people like me or you. If you're not down with the agenda, you got to go. So they're going to come up with stuff like the devil Jews and all type of stuff just to try and minimize the people because they have their faith in these robots, in the devil, and if you're not down with that, you You gotta go. And this is just the first part that I want to share. I would have went into more detail, but it's not anyone up this time of night, or I that's why I try to do my live when others are not doing theirs, so that the people can get it. But you can always get it because I'm going to leave the live video up, um, regardless, so that the people can know that Dolph was taken out by the people that you don't see. They're running you around in circles right now, and they're sitting back laughing. People don't realize that when you go into being a police officer or anything like that, that is a brotherhood, that is a fraternity, and it's Freemasons in the police department. And so you don't never know why certain people step in and take over certain things. Because as I told you, everybody is not an open Freemason. And I will be dropping the big facts tomorrow in closing this young Dolph situation down. I will be doing that. Because if I share all that I share tomorrow and you still don't understand that this is on a high magnitude, that you got to be able to think outside the box, analytical skills, do 360s. I mean, you got to be able to do that to understand why young Dolph was taken out and why a lot of these artists are taken out. At the end of the day, it's all for the root of all evil, money. But also, like Nipsey Hussle, he bypassed them, and they didn't have their hand in what he was doing. And what did they do? They silenced him. He was a part of Empire. But I mean, it like you. How can you investigate yourself? You cannot. And even if they do, it's gonna be fake. Because that's what they like doing, playing games, putting masks on, standing around in circles with one person in the middle with masks on, everybody standing around with masks looking like clowns, man. These people are crazy. These the real damn gangsters. And they do this shit in a slick ass way that your ass looking at it and you don't even know what you're looking at. So that's why people need to start researching and understanding. Just pulling up whatever that come to your mind about this. If you have a child, tell your child, do not get involved with them fraternities at them colleges. Because people don't realize you sending your kid out to evil school. And they got evil people down there that'll make them do very degrading things. And they go under oath as well. And they can't say nothing about nothing that was done to them. And this is another lower level. And they make these people pay fees. And all this money go back up to the top. And it's levels to this shit, man. One Freemason said that he found out that once he got initiated and all that, and on that level, that when he got to the second level, that they had lied to him about shit on the first level. And so it's like, it's a whole mystery. And they loving this shit, man. They is blindfolding these boys and locking them in a room with these damn men wearing these aprons, these higher Freemasons, these Grand Masters, man. This stuff's serious. Y'all got to wake up. I knew when them boys jumped out that car and all that, covered up and all that, they could have been melanin people. Because you don't know what color they was. And how you done got a car and all this time we ain't heard nothing else about this car. I mean, you know, they got people places, like I say, all over. And until people realize that, our artists and our actors and all our people gonna keep getting took out, and we just gonna be sitting back. Well, I'm not, but other bloggers gonna be sitting back, coming up with all these theories, running around in circle, and they sitting back in a circle too, laughing with they crazy ass. But I just touched on a few things because it is late, and I understand that. Um, but as I promised, I was going to bring you some news on why Young Dolph, Demise, and Memphis tied together is always going to be a mystery because of the way the people that run this world do things. And anytime you beat them at their own game that they play on the people, which is us, you got to go. You got to be silenced, which they going to silence you whether you figure the game out or not. When you get to a certain level or you don't cooperate or whatever the case may be. Plus they got all these big policies on you. Another thing they used against our melanin culture, uh, back way back when they offered our melanin culture insurance, they didn't offer them term life, where they could have got $1 million policy for the low and left something for their family to keep on for generations and generations. So we'll have money like Wells Fargo Bank from the 1800s. But we don't have that. Nor do we have 40 acres and a damn mule. We don't have shit. And I'm American Indian. And it pissed me off every time people holler Thanksgiving with all this blood on America. And they want to holler Thanksgiving. Ain't shit Thanksgiving about it. How in the hell is you thanks and giving? Yeah, you thanking the Indians and they didn't give it to you. You took it. And I am American Indian, so I do have a problem with that. I'm not going off, my great 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 grand. No, I ain't none of that. My grandma, my great grandma, all that. So I know my ancestors, and people need to find out theirs so they'll know how to fuck the field. Because these people fooling your ass. And that is why they got rid of Mr. Kubrick when he came out with Eyes Wide Shut. Some of the footage is not even there. It's missing because it's revealing too much. But they're showing you just what the hell they doing. That's why I never ever liked the movies, because I can see through that shit, and it ain't many people out here like that. But I happen to be fortunate to be one that is. And I've been seeing it since I've been a young girl. And I'm a very much grown woman right now. So I see through it very well. My eyes are not eyes wide shut. I study every day because our world is in a spiritual war from man playing God and dancing with the devil and infiltrating the shit through the artists and all other ways to the people, and got people more Satanists now than we've ever had. They don't even really say atheists. They just straight up evil Satanists. And people need to realize this. You cannot trust nobody these days. Nobody. But tomorrow I will be coming live again. I'm going to do an earlier time so that there will be more people and we can get more input and communicate with one another about this. And I can go ahead and let you know the remaining details on why Young Dolph's case was deeper than the portal to hell that they use all the time. I hope that you guys have learned something from this video. And I appreciate anyone that watches this video later on. I do realize it is a late live, but I did have to give you guys some information. But tomorrow, well, today, I will go ahead and finish up the young Dolph demise and why this is too deep and on a magnitude that if you're not in tune and think outside the box and in touch with what's going on and researching, your eyes are wide shut and you will never get it. I appreciate you once again for subscribing to my channel. All my day ones, I appreciate you guys for riding with me. And I look forward to reaching 100K. Yes, I do. Because I set big goals for myself. And big things happen for the big speaker talking facts. Y'all make sure y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything that I've shared with you guys. And just know, tomorrow will be juicy. So make sure you pull up because I'm going to need you to hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bell. So when I come with news you can use, you will know. Thanks again for watching about the young Dolph, Demise, and Memphis, and just how the Memphis Police Department, the radio stations, I mean, just everybody is a part of the whole organization. And this is a whole game to them. And it's funny to them. And that's so unfortunate because this young man had kids. And my hat goes off to him for making himself a self-made melanin king, 100 millionaire man. That they can't take away from him. And for that reason alone, that is why he had to go. Because they hand one in that. He did that on his own. Paper route empire. Fly high, Dolph. You did your job. Rest high with the rest of the brothers. Mo3, King Von, you name them. Nipsey Hussle, and all the rest of these people taken out by this demonic world that we're living in. And until people stop worshiping man and start realizing what's going on, there will be many that will be left behind. You guys stay safe out there. Stay aware, knowledgeable. Get your research on. Self-educate yourself on what's going on in this world. Thanks again. It's the Big Speaker Talking Facts. I'm out. Peace.